A college student who works at a funeral service with her parents manages to run into her ex-girlfriend and her sugar daddy. How she manages to hide her emotions and secrets from everyone else is for you to discover by sticking around to the end to see how the whole story unfolds. Hello and welcome to Comedy Recap. Today we will give you a recap of the film Shiva Baby. Spoilers ahead. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The movie starts off with Danielle with her sugar daddy Max having intercourse. She gets interrupted by a phone call where her mother reminded her of a funeral that she had to attend. She then told Max that she had to go to a brunch to meet another client. Max, who loved Danielle, drew her closer to kiss her, but Danielle hesitated, but finally kissed him and then left. Danielle worked at a funeral service with her parents. She is now all dressed up and is walking on the street path waiting for her parents. Her parents are then seen on the other side of the road alongside a van calling to her. Danielle walks up to them where her dad explains to her that their car was being fixed, so they had to bring this van. Danielle saw Maya from across the road, who was her ex-girlfriend. Her mother then came close to her and reminded her to not have any funny business with Maya. Danielle then asked her the name of the person who died at the funeral. She is now in the funeral room, comforting everyone, where two old ladies talk about Danielle's career and how she had lost some weight, basically judging her life. Danielle confronted Maya and didn't expect her arrival. Maya then told her that her exams had finished yesterday. Then they argued even more, where Danielle was sad and at the same time angry at Maya, who had broken up with her. Maya then left to meet some more guests. Danielle's mother came and told her to eat some meat, which she rejected and reminded her that she was a vegetarian. She then randomly looked across the room and saw a man who came out to be Max. Max looked back at her, and both of them got shocked for seeing each other at the funeral. Her mother saw her looking at him and told her that he was a relative and that he had a cousin who worked in publishing and could help her. Her mother then dragged Maya to him in order to introduce her to him. They then greeted them and then told her parents that they had met once before. All her lies came bursting out when her parents told Max that Danielle had never paid a single bill in her life and that she was studying gender, whereas Danielle had told him that she was studying business and lived on her own. They then exposed that Danielle wasn't going to law school when Max asked them. Her mother saw her looking at him constantly and took her away to tell her not to do something silly as he was married. Danielle got shocked to hear the news as Max had not told her. She then eavesdrops on her parents talking to Max, where he told them that his wife was about to arrive at the funeral and that they had a baby this year, which made Danielle choke on the food that she was eating. Max got a call from his wife and left to get her and introduce her to Danielle's parents. Danielle, mistakenly, while greeting a relative, slightly tears her leggings with a nail that was bent out from the wall. She went to the washroom and got rid of the ripped leggings and then looked in the mirror in desperation. She then stripped and decided to take pictures of herself to send to Max. Danielle redresses now without the coat and the leggings and went out. She stood around and listened to everyone's conversations and couldn't bear the intensity. She decided to help a lady clean a mess that her child had made on the carpet in another room, where Maya came along with her to help. Both of them started cleaning, and Maya realized that Danielle had a wound on her leg and was bleeding.
You have an open wound on your leg.
She replied that it was only a scratch and sat on a table. Her mother saw her and Maya very close and came in interruptingly, only to drag her out and tell her to behave. They then went back where Danielle greeted Max's wife. Danielle's parents asked Max's wife to let Danielle work for her, and she agreed and offered her a job. Danielle denied the job while making excuses when Max's wife saw a bracelet on Danielle's wrist identical to hers. She asked her about it, but Danielle failed to clearly explain how she actually got it. At the same time, Max reached for his phone and saw Danielle's pictures. He got shocked and rushed back to the group with 2 cups of coffee in his hand. He tried to put his phone back in his pocket, but dropped it, where he and Danielle both ducked to pick it up. Max accidentally poured the coffee on her while spilling some of it on his kid, and then left with his wife and child. Danielle left with her mother to get cleaned. Danielle's mother is now cleaning her shirt with a wet cloth. She started to ask her something, and immediately they got interrupted by guests that were leaving. Danielle left the conversation with her mother and got with Maya, where Max also walked in on the conversation. Max started talking and got to know about Maya and how she was related to Danielle, where Maya explained that they were childhood friends. Maya's mother came for her and left with her. Max, who was finally now alone with Danielle, asked her if they were cool about the situation since both of them had lied to each other. She smiled and agreed. Danielle's mother and her aunt Sheila are seen talking about what type of man would suit Danielle. Max was in the same room as Danielle, who left her for the washroom upstairs while she followed him. Her mother saw her and realized something was wrong with her. Danielle went upstairs and knocked on the washroom door, where Max came out surprised to see her. Danielle shoved him back in and locked the door and unzipped his pants. Max realized that this was wrong, zipped up his pants, and left. Danielle, frustrated, went back downstairs to her mother and told her that they had to leave. Her mother, who was already suspicious of her, confronted her if she was using drugs and got relieved when she said no. Danielle then went through a crowd of people and kids and finally reached outside the house where Maya was. Maya exposed it to her that she missed her, while Danielle shared similar feelings with her. She then rushed and started to kiss Maya, ignoring all the people around that could have seen them. Danielle went back inside and approached Max, who was sitting with his wife, an old lady. Max's wife asked them how they knew each other, and Danielle played on a thin line, messed around with Max, and put doubts inside his wife's head. Her father came and asked for her phone, but Danielle forgot to pick it up from the washroom. Now we see Maya in the same washroom, hear a message beep, and find Danielle's phone. On it, she reads some inappropriate messages. Danielle meets Maya again, asking her if she had seen her phone. She replied harshly and told her that she saw what was on the phone. Danielle rushes back to the washroom, unable to find her phone, and then comes back and meets her parents again with Max and his wife and everyone else also there.
Let's make a baby shake.
Her parents started discussing topics that undermined her potential to success, which made her nervous and sweat. All of them now finally arrive to pray. Max leaves for the kitchen with Danielle and tells her that the relationship needed to end. Sometime later, his wife came and saw them together. She then gave Maya her phone back and told her that she saw everything it had on it. She then asked and forced Maya to grab her baby for a few seconds, which Max saw and came to grab the baby back from her, which made Danielle push over a vase and a few holy books on the floor. Max left with his wife while Danielle started to clean the broken glass with her bare hands while crying. Her mother came to her and comforted her, telling her everything would be all right. Maya also came to help her out while Danielle's mother went to get her car out. They both then walked out to help an elderly and prepared to leave. Danielle's father first offered Maya and her mother to go with them. He then offered Max and his wife to also go with them in their van. All of them awkwardly fitted into the van where Max's baby cried in the background. Danielle and Maya sat together, held hands, looked at each other, and smiled in comfort. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.